Today we are going to look at Edward II, who was the son of Edward the First. So he can be considered as an unworthy son of a very worthy and illustrious father. So on to Edward II, who sat on the throne between 1307 to 1327. So this is a portrait, rather portraits of Edward II. He was a complete opposite to his father. So instead of fighting in the battlefield and taking care of the country as an efficient king, he preferred acting in plays, going hunting, things like that. And he was known for his very close friendships with some men. And this was not liked by many people. And he was so close to them that, and the closeness was such that it hindered in his career as a king. So it troubled his marriage. He had problems with his earls and dukes, other people, just because of these relationships. So indirectly, we may guess that maybe he was a gay. We don't know, I mean, or maybe he was a bisexual. So he was a childhood. His childhood friend Peter Gaveston was elevated as the Earl of Cornwall, uh, and then the other people, the other lords in the court, they advised the king to banish him. So he had obeyed these people at first, but then he revoked the orders. So the barons, they had to have this man murdered, Gaveston, because of the bad influence he was having on Edward II. So he would go to any extent to secure and protect his friends, and this was not acceptable to other people in the court. So Edward II, he wanted to avenge the murder of his friend, but he was too weak to act. So if you were to look at the life and time of Edward II, you can say that his reign was a total disaster. So his reign saw a disastrous defeat to the Scots at Bannockburn that we had already seen. So it was a humiliating defeat to the English. And then the king's lack of political and military talents, as well as his excessive patronage of friends, resulted in his kingdom descending into anarchy. So that was the time of Edward II for you, in short. So now, what happened? These barons, the lords of the court, they were mightily unhappy with Edward. So, under the leadership of one of them, that is Thomas, Earl of Lancaster, Derby, and Leicester, they all came together and they plotted against the king. So, what did they do? They drew up a set of ordinances to guide the king. These barons, under the leadership of Thomas Lancaster. So, what were these ordinances? It was like, apart from the Magna Carta, there were a number of new rules for the king to follow. For instance, he could not leave the country, he could not go to war or appoint ministers without the consent of the parliament. That was, they were taking away all his rights, all his powers. In fact, he was not utilizing his powers and he was misusing his powers. So the lords decided that enough was enough and they wanted to have the country run in a smooth manner. So now Lancaster, he began ruling the country in the king's name. And the king was really angry, but he couldn't do anything because he didn't have much support. In the meantime, he also took new favorites, two new men. They were known as the dispensers or the loyal bodyguards. So now this also set tongues wagging. That is his closeness to these two men. So now, what happened? There was this quarrel between the king and his followers on one hand, and that of the other group led by Thomas Lancaster. Now, this dispute ended in the beheading of Lancaster, and finally, Edward was on his own. So he was able to get power in his hands. And Edward, he summoned the parliament and he revoked all the ordinances that were proposed by Lancaster. So now was the time for him to take revenge and harm all those who had kind of suppressed him all this while. So he became powerful once again. But then this lasted only for a short while. And what was the reason for that? It was his wife, Isabella. Now, Isabella, she was really unhappy with her husband and she had gone off to France. Just a second. Okay, so the reason for his downfall was Queen Isabella, that is his own wife. So his wife was mightily unhappy with the marriage and with this man because of all the relations he had with other men. So she had gone off disgusted with her husband's ways, and then she renewed her affair with Lord Mortimer in France. So earlier she had this affair with this man, and later she had got married to Edward the second. So now, seeing the way her marriage was going, or rather not progressing, she went back to France and she rekindled that affair with Lord Mortimer. So now these two, they got together and they planned to secure the kingdom of England. So they landed in England with a French army in 1326. The dispensers, the very loyal bodyguards of Edward II, they were caught and they were hanged. The king was arrested, he was imprisoned in Kenilworth Castle, and later he was put in the dirty dungeon of Berkeley Castle. So we're not sure whether he was murdered or whether he died in solitude and in shame. So it was a real sad ending for this man. So we could call him a victim of his wife's conspiracy, but he had it coming because you cannot blame all the time others, right? So he was responsible for whatever had happened to him later in life. So his own wife and her lover kind of had him arrested and put in the prison, and there he died. So with that, we have the end of a very humiliating and shameful life, that of Edward II.